hell. It's not fair because she's related to somebody in this whole wedding. So I'm going to start off by just asking everybody in the room to just take your level of expectation right now and just dial it down. I feel like the room is about an 8-9 right now. We're going to need you down around 10, around 2 to 3. And Richie, what you said to me before this, especially, you're still smiling at me like I'm going to hit this thing out of the park. Dial it down. Doing me a favor right now. On a lighter side, Todd, there is so much room up here to do activities. Really nice space. You know, what you and Brendan have done to this place, fantastic. I love it. And God bless you with that whole iPhone thing going on over there. That's awesome. Oh boy. Friends, countrymen, distinguished guests, foreign dignitaries, members of the Academy, members of the Associated Press, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Matt Spitko. Big round of applause for Matt Spitko. And guys in the room, keep an eye on your ladies because Matt is a firecracker.
Thanks for coming.
He is like a snake charming, night walking wizard of love. And I'm serious about that. Keep an eye on the ladies. They will disappear fast. And again, before I forget, to the amazing staff at Bourbon Blue, this is a really special place to have this event because we've been coming here for over 8 years. We've been living in Minneapolis for about 8 years. And again, Mel and to Brendan, we really appreciate you guys helping us out tonight, and to all your wonderful staff who are making this possible. Yeah, all right. Nordeman family. Charpentier family. I love that name. On behalf of everyone here, thank you for allowing us to share in this beautiful day. Todd and Liz, I'm really sorry you got such crappy weather today. There's nothing you can do about that. You made the best of it. I want to start off my speech with a poem. And forgive me, because I always forget exactly who wrote this. It was either Gandhi or Elton John. I always get those two confused. I think it's the glasses. All right, here it goes. So many things to tell her, but how to make her see the truth about my past, impossible. She'd turn away from me. He's holding back, he's hiding. But what I can't decide. Why won't he be the king I know he is? The king I see inside. Can you feel the love tonight? The peace the evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things. Can you feel the love tonight? You needn't look too far. Stealing through the night's uncertainties, love is where they are. And if he feels the love tonight, in the way I do, it's enough for this restless wanderer just to be with you. Gandhi. I've been friends with Todd and Liz for a long time, but Liz, I'm going to start with you. I met Liz at Temple University. She was your average Roman Catholic girl who belonged to a Jewish sorority. So right off the bat, you know there's something going on there. You'll have to explain that to some people later. Liz was the pretty girl in the room with the infectious laugh. I could immediately tell that she was unique. She is so humble, never one to show off or brag, always puts herself before everyone else. Wait, reverse that. I was like, there's not a laugh built in there, why are they laughing? No, she's the definition of selflessness. Truly. Always there to help people around her. And then on top of it all, she was an actuarial science major, which is really, really freaking impressive. It's absolutely brilliant. But she never feels the need to sort of rub that in your face. The fact that she can manage that kind of intellect, which I always was impressed by. We all know Liz is someone who is not afraid to put herself out there. She is truly a free spirit, as Kristen has already said. Liz is a true product of the Nordeman family. And as you get to know them better, they really are an impressive and tight-knit group. They have a genuine, deep, spiritual bond that helps to bind them together. And there's a lot of them, so you need something pretty deep. And not to put you guys on the spot, but in case you didn't know, Mr. and Mrs. Nordeman are looking for a new beach house right now in Ocean City. And I think all of us in the room are really excited to see that happen. You know what I mean? The one year is going to be here before you know it. Elizabeth, I love you. I said it first. Now Todd. Or as his grandfather calls him, Timmy Todd Tits. I also met Todd at Temple University. He didn't go to Temple, but he lived at Temple, and that's a whole other story too. They're an unusual couple. Todd was kind of a drifter, a lone wolf. You could say he was looking for a pack to join. And we instantly became friends. To be honest, I think back about why we had such an instant connection, and it's confusing to me. I know that we both really like to drink a lot, but everybody does in college, so it's like you can be friends with everybody. And plus, we usually like to drink alone, which is weird, but I think there really is something special between me and Todd, and it's hard to exactly put my finger on it, though I've tried several times. Some of you got that. As long as Todd knows what I'm talking about.
Just a little bit.
Oh, good.
It was shortly after meeting Todd that the Carpenter family experienced a grave loss in the passing of Todd's father, Ted. And this was very shortly after I had met Todd, and I remember him leaving very abruptly, getting that call. I remember thinking, I really like this guy, and I was nervous for when he would come back to Philly. I didn't know what to say to him. I didn't know how to console somebody because it was such a deep and profound loss. But I vividly remember when you came back, the stories about how strong the bond of your family was, how you guys were all there together to get through that hard time. And I remember this sort of sense of light about you when you came back. And it was the fact that you had this tremendous support system to get you through that. And that is a huge common link between these two. Their families are absolutely amazing. Todd, you are by far my best friend. You are my brother from another mother. I still often think about those nights that we spent on the balcony at Mannion Gardens, sort of looking out at 76 traffic at night, blitzed on cheap $3 bottles of wine, talking about where we were in our life in our early 20s and trying to figure out what it all means and where are we going to be in the future. And we had no clue. We were both bachelors and we were hopeless. That's not even a stretch. I'm sorry. You were always there as a roommate to deal with me in my craziness, and you still are. And Liz, you'll know what I mean by this. I could go on and on about my troubles and my issues, and Todd just sort of sits there quietly nodding. Then he'll say 2 words, and then I'll be like, how do you only have 2 words to say about that? Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? And then he would just sort of nod, and then I would feel better. Thanks for getting me through that, pal. You are an even keel in a rocky sea. You too are selfless. And I love you, dude. I'm sorry, I got like 5 more pages. Just if you guys want to start this buffet, you can. I can keep talking. Just start going in circles. So what brought these 2 lovebirds together? Nobody really knows how a love connection can get started. It's a difficult thing. It's chemistry. It's spiritual. It's a lot of things. I happen to think that when it comes to these 2, I had 110% to do with it. But that's just me. That's how I choose to see the world. You can disagree. We don't have to talk about it. Because this day is not about me. And I don't have to remind you 2 about that. So what if I'm feeling a little bit needy right now? It's not easy when your best friends overshadow everything you do. I want to direct my attention to my absolutely gorgeous girlfriend, Meredith, right now. Mary, just put your hand up so everyone can see. There she is. Just a little wave. Hey, everybody. It's Mary. We moved in together a little over a year ago. Best thing that ever happened to me. We have 2 chinchillas. We live very fulfilling lives together. We're both exceptionally well-read individuals. We're respected members of society. But we've been living in their shadow for a year now. So maybe I didn't slip up earlier. First they got engaged. And that's normal, things happen. You get older, people get engaged, they fall in love. Then they bought a house together. That's natural, that's the next step on the line. You know, you're doing what you're supposed to, I guess. Big surprise move there. Then they spend a year planning their wedding. And then when you think that their selfishness and attention-seeking behavior is sort of diminished and it can't be surpassed, right before the wedding, Todd falls off a cliff. Lands himself in the hospital. And what do? We tend to your every need. So back to what I was saying. What brought these 2 together? Let's try again. I think it can be summed up with 1 word. Joe.
Oh, Joe!
in the room who knows Joe knows that Joe is the common denominator. Joe is the glue that binds these two together. He is the answer to the mystery that is love. Joe is the perfect mix of a bulldog, a koala bear, and Tinkerbell. He is tough, snuggly, and light on his feet. Seriously, Joe, never change, because if you did, I fear, and we all fear, that the cosmic fabric that holds this whole planet together would just unravel, and we wouldn't know what to do. And we'd all be sucked down this sort of downward spiral of doom and misery. So don't change. So if you choose to believe it's Joe, you can. I think that's actually a good source. Sometimes I think it's Tony, the homeless guy that we befriended at Temple. One of those butterfly effect situations. We all knew Tony.
Everybody knows Tony.
So maybe it was him. Or maybe it's the fact that both of you found out that you share a deep and passionate respect for the art of making popcorn at home. A lot of the things I'm bringing up, you should ask them later this evening because they have a true patented technique. It involves a paper bag, a popcorn machine, and copious amounts of butter. And they work together as a little assembly line in their kitchen, and it's beautiful. So maybe that's where love comes from. But whatever you choose to believe, sometimes the stars just align. And two people who are right for each other meet, and they're destined to be together forever. So now Todd and Liz are married. And in the wise words of Goldie Hawn, everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Mare and I are truly blessed to have you in our lives, and that includes Milo and Theo. More than you'll ever know. Everyone in this room is better for simply knowing you two. So now, finally, at this time, please join me in raising a glass again to toast the newlyweds. To Todd and Liz, we love you both so very, very much.
I love you, and cheers.
Love you, Aaron!